Hello. I'm Swami Deva Peter.
And I'm Devagarbha.
We put this book together here, 93 Rolls Royces, about Osho's Rollses and my experience with him painting them.
Peter took sannyas in Pune 1 with Osho, 1981, and I took sannyas with Osho in Pune in 1980.
I'm often asked the question, how did all this come about? And I ask myself that question often over the years, and it's been a long time since that happened. And what keeps coming back to me is Osho's words about that life is a mystery to be lived and not try to figure it out. But from time to time I do try to figure it out a little bit, and the nearest I can come to is that for me it was more like karma and dharma, and me working on myself, and somehow through Osho's grace coming into his presence. And it's been said before, and I truly believe that grace is always available. It depends on an individual's openness to that grace that makes things happen. And that's exactly what happened to me. As the book shows here, Osho collected, or the organization collected 93 Rolls Royces with the idea, I understand, of having 365 of them. But unfortunately that didn't come to pass. And
Or fortunately, because your arm was starting to give out from all the painting.
yeah. And quite an experience, to say the least. I was so graced to be in his presence at any time, but particularly when me and him were developing the techniques and painting schemes and for these cars. It was just him and me in his room, him in his chair, me sitting at his feet, him surrounded by color chip charts and all the information available to put these pictorials and paint jobs together. And like I like to say, that it was Osho was just like a kid with a new toy, being surrounded by the paint chips, like I say, and his information about the cars to come. And to say the least, I was really blown away by all that. But at the same time, I was truly in the moment and aware of what was happening to me. And sometimes I'm profounded by it. I just can't put it into words. And here I am trying to put it into words. But Devagarbha, you take over.
Because he's going to start crying again.
Last time this happened, I started crying.
So for me, the most important thing in my life, other than meeting Osho, was meeting Deva Peter. And we met when I was working in the bookstore at the ranch, and he was cleaning one of the Rolls Royces. It was parked outside the bookstore. It was up for raffle. And he was cleaning the car every day, and I was working in the bookstore, and we would see each other. And right from the get-go, it was clear that we've been together for many lifetimes, and there was an immediate kind of recognition. And so I feel like to have spent the last 37 years of my life with Peter has been really the greatest blessing. And so coming here to Osho Nirvana, I have to say that after the ranch where we met and lived for, I was there for 2.5 years, I was a little bit allergic to the commune and to the Buddha field. It was, I feel like there were huge teachings from the ranch, and one of those had to do with hierarchy and this idea that there are people who are the more important and the people who are not so important, and that actually continued. We went to Pune also in 1987, and we were there for 4 months, and there was also still a sense of these are the people that are important, and these are the people that are, you know, there's the inner circle and then there's the outer circle. And I think neither of us really wanted anything to do with that ever again. So we were absolutely graced to spend that time in Pune too with Osho. But it was the being with any kind of organization, because of course Osho always talked about oneness, we're all one. And we saw how bad things can go when there's that kind of division between people. Then we lived in Sedona for a while and visited maybe I shouldn't say this, but we visited the mystery school. I think that was after Kavisha had passed. And there was always this sense of us and them, the inner circle, the outer circle. So finally, I mean, it's been a long time now since we've really been in a Buddha field, and somehow we saw your ad in Viha Connection, which has been our lifeline to the sannyas world through Danyam and Avinasho, and we saw that this Heart of Relating was happening here this weekend, and something intuitive just said, let's go, let's just do it. And I feel like it's been an incredible blessing to be here this weekend. There's a sense of, everyone doing their part. Someone's doing the cooking, and someone's doing this, leading the group, and someone's doing the cleaning, or someone's leading the meditations. But it feels like everyone is part of the same whole. I don't have any of that feeling of some are better, some are less, some are more awake, some are less awake. And it just is it's been very nourishing for my soul. I've done work for a lot of years as a hypnotherapist, and so some of the techniques that Shunyo were sharing were very familiar to me. And one of the things that was very beautiful for me was when I felt like I had something to contribute to the process, that there was a complete openness for me to do that. And just so much heart in everyone in the group. It was just very beautiful and easy. And we decided to stay for a while after the group, and so Peter, of course, is doing repairs on the deck at the back of the house, and I'm pulling dead flowers out of the garden, and it just feels so easy to be here, and I'm just very grateful for that.
We've had a wonderful time with this book, and it's so great to have it received so nicely here. And here's a picture of us at the ranch. What was it, 83?
Yeah.
See how groovy? How groovy we were and are. Anyway, yeah, we're having a good time here, and I would highly recommend everybody come here. What a plug. That's me, Dorothy.
Oh, nice.
What a ham.
The old
What a ham.
To the painting of the cars and whatnot, this book also describes my relationship with Osho at the lake with his speedboat and houseboat. Patanjali Lake that was at the ranch, and it was kind of set aside, kind of like special in a way, where Osho used to come there in early morning, and me and Narupa, we would prepare the speedboat and houseboat for him and Vivek to come, and just early morning, just real quiet, but nothing really happening other than us, and it was so mind-boggling to have that fantastic experience. That was my honeymoon with Osho, actually, and which led to the car trip. But in those early days, I was really really new to Osho, and so it was a very poignant time for me. And in the book, it describes quite a few of the neat things that we did together there. And one of the things that keeps coming to me is that when the houseboat had arrived, he drove it out to the middle of the lake, and then he had Vivek with him, and it was so comical that he had Vivek running back and forth through the salon of the houseboat. It was big glass enclosure, and the boat was quite long, maybe about 30 foot long, and he had Vivek running back and forth through the salon, double doors, from bow to stern, testing lights, testing horns. You know, he's at the controls. He shows Osho at the controls of the houseboat, and Vivek lifting the anchor to make sure, you know, that it worked. And poor little Vivek, you know, she's really small, and she was huffing and puffing. And we were, Narupa and me were on the shore watching all this going on. So it was like a Lauren Hardy kind of episode. And I thought that was really cool.